Welcome to our podcast, Learn Biblical Greek, brought to you by Dr. William Stewart, the co-founder of Teleios. This captivating podcast teaches you biblical Greek through a verse-by-verse study of the book of Ephesians, interjecting Greek grammar, Greek word meanings, and vital theology concepts. Thanks for joining us on this exciting biblical journey. Your study will be more effective if you use the Greek text with the Bible word codes, either on the eSword download or Bible Hub website. These links are on our podcast website at www.teliosresearch.com.
Hi, I'm William Stewart. Welcome back to our podcast on learning biblical Greek. I'm glad you're here. We're in Ephesians chapter 3, verse 3. Get your Greek text ready. The grammar, a link to the website. If it's useful to you, read my disclaimer there. This is a great chapter talking about the structure or the knowledge that we gain and put into the structure of the church, all preparing us for our Christian walk based on salvation discussed in chapter 1 and at the beginning of chapter 2. So let's start. OT, this means that or because, and it's non-declinable. It's always in the same form. Kata, this is a preposition. Again, generally in the epistles, apostolic letters, they take an abstract meaning. This takes the accusative. It can be genitive or accusative. The accusative, you probably could define it here as according to. Epicalypsis. So this is a third declension because the root word ends with a psi. And the N here tells you it is the accusative singular. So again, there are a couple different endings on the accusative singular. N is one of them. Remember, the third declension is an amalgamation of six different, or thought to be an amalgamation of six different declensions simplified. That's why there's some variability. Epicalypsis means revelation. In a general sense, of course, is where we get the title of the book of Revelation, the Apocalypse. Made known. So here we have a verb. We look for a prefix. It's not there, but there is an augment, that epsilon, telling you that it is a past tense indicative, otherwise real world, real time, real effect, indicative. Gonorrhea, which is the root word, make known. SE, this is the tense formative. SA, typically, meaning the aorist, the one-time completed punctiliar action. It's an E here in the third person singular, followed by the N, which is typical for the second set of gender number endings. Made known. To me. Okay, that I, if this is me, the I tells you it's the dative. So made known to Paul. To mysterion. Again, short word TO tells you it's probably an article. Indeed, it's followed by a noun, mysterion. We've seen this before, the mystery things. Ryrie states, and I think this is well said, these are things not known in the Old Testament. Most all elements of salvation in Christ's life were known in the Old Testament, but there were some things held back and revealed at his coming or afterwards by Paul in the epistles. So mysterion is, of course, a good cognate to English. It is technically something not known that was made known, like a mystery novel. Somebody gets murdered at the first, typically, but you don't know who it is. But by the end of the book, you know who the murderer is, made known. Kathos, really, I always translate this as just as. It's a conjunction of katha and os. Os means as, so kathos, just as. Prograpsa. Verb. Is there a prefix? Yes. Pro, meaning before, in time or place. Grapho, to write. However, that psi means you got an S in there, PS. It hints to you that it's an aorist with the S. And indeed, if you had an SA after a P, a F, or a B in Greek, you will combine to get the psi. So the psi tells you it's aorist. The A there, first person singular. I wrote to you before in oligo. So in, of course, that common preposition takes the dative always. And in this case, it's controversial. Most writers think it means in a few words in prior to the letter, in this same letter, chapter 1 and 2. Another group thinks it's to specific individuals in a prior letter. So, your choice. Okay. So, how do we translate this? That, according to the revelation made known to me, the mystery, just as I wrote to you before, in few words, or in the prior letter. Okay. Thanks for joining me today. We will continue with this informative chapter next time. Please join me then.